In an unexpected urgent action taken Friday morning, Missouri Governor Eric Greitens woke up and activated the National Guard knowing what was just hours from happening. He wasn't taking any chances, and it's a good thing he was proactive, considering the circumstances innocent people in his state could be facing at any moment. The St. Louis area is no stranger to racial violence, as it was a battleground of riots which nearly burned the town of Ferguson to the ground almost exactly 3 years ago today. On August 9, 2014, violent and destructive unrest took over the city, and began a trend of this kind of reaction anytime an officer does their job. Now, St. Louis could have a repeat of that same destructive reaction at any time with what's about to be announced. This time, Greitens, who is a former Navy SEAL, isn't taking any chances and did what he knew he had to do to protect his state and the citizens within it. It's been 6 years since a St. Louis police officer was accused of murder, and this morning, a judge was announcing his fate in the shooting death of a black suspect. That verdict was expected to not be what racist groups want or what would have happened while Barack Obama was in office. Now that there's a new president in charge, the outcome was in favor of the cop, and now riots have already erupted outside the courthouse. This time, the city was more prepared, and things aren't going so well for the rioters who had visions of violence and looting as vindication for a suspect being killed 6 years ago. Conservative Tribune reports it's a court verdict that could spark Ferguson 2.0 in the St. Louis area, and Missouri Governor Eric Greitens wasn't taking any chances with the possibility of riots. A judge on Friday morning announced he was acquitting a former St. Louis police officer of murder in a 2011 shooting, according to CNN, but even the night before, the state was getting ready. According to KSDK-TV, Greitens activated the National Guard in anticipation of the verdict in the trial of St. Louis police officer Jason Stockley, who was charged in the fatal shooting of a black suspect during a chase. As governor, I am committed to protecting everyone's constitutional right to protest peacefully while also protecting people's lives, homes, and communities, Greitens said in a statement Thursday, according to KTVI-TV. Taking the steps to put the Missouri National Guard on standby is a necessary precaution. The Missouri National Guard may be needed to help protect critical infrastructure and free up civilian law enforcement to protect people's right to protest peacefully. These resources take time to get ready. The Missouri National Guard is preparing now to keep people safe. Activists have promised a wave of civil disobedience that could include shutting down highways, airports, or businesses. KTVI noted. It appears that these opportunists have made good on that promise of civil disobedience based on what's happening outside the courthouse now. Officers are fighting back against the swarm of rioters who probably couldn't care less about the suspect who was killed by a cop 6 years ago. They simply saw an opportunity and excuse to start screaming and hitting people and were more than happy to take it. A witness outside the courthouse caught the violence on tape, in a video that appeared on the Facebook page Tactical Shit. It's unlikely that these, probably planted, protesters know too much about what happened that deadly day in 2011, other than a white cop shot a black suspect.